She was the most beautiful girl in the village. So beautiful. She believed she was a goddess. But pride has a price. When a powerful curse steals her beauty, Cynthia must marry the ugliest man alive to break it. What happens next will change her forever. Stay with me to hear her incredible journey from pride to true beauty. A long time ago, in a peaceful village surrounded by tall trees, sweet mangoes, and quiet rivers, there lived a young girl named Cynthia. She was the daughter of Mama John and Papa John, simple farmers, who loved their daughter dearly. Cynthia was not just beautiful, she was breathtaking. Her skin glowed like ripe palm oil under the sun. Her eyes sparkled like stars. Her lips were full and red like fresh hibiscus. Her waist was slim, and her hair was long, thick, and black like a moonless night. People in the village often said, "The gods must have taken their time when they created Cynthia." But with all that beauty came something else, a heart full of pride. While other girls woke early to sweep the compound or help their mothers fetch water, Cynthia would sit in front of a small mirror her father once bought from a passing trader. She would twist her neck left and right, pout her lips, bat her eyelashes, and whisper to herself, "Who is more beautiful than Cynthia? No one, not in this village, not in this world." She would laugh, almost mocking the sun. Her mother would walk in and beg her, "Cynthia, please help me peel the yam. Your father will soon return from the farm." But Cynthia would hiss, "Peel yam? These fingers are too fine to touch dirty yam. Let John or James do it. They are not as beautiful as me." Her mother would sigh and walk away. When girls went to the stream, Cynthia stayed behind to brush her hair. When the women swept the compound, she painted her nails with palm oil and crushed hibiscus petals. Even the mirror seemed tired of seeing her face. Her friends loved her, but she never returned their kindness. One by one, they began to marry. First Zara, then Queen, then Mark. But they didn't marry rich men. They married humble farmers, hunters, and fishermen. Cynthia laughed at them all. "Zara, look at your husband. His teeth are like roasted corn. Queen, your man rides a bicycle. Mark, yours doesn't even have shoes. What a joke." They tried to ignore her, but sometimes they cried in secret. Still, they were happy, and that happiness made Cynthia jealous. "Let them enjoy their poor love," she would say. "Cynthia will marry a king, a rich king, a handsome king, and ride in a carriage pulled by white horses." One market day, the village came alive with sounds and colors. Women sold tomatoes, peppers, okra. Children played. Drummers played gentle beats under the mango tree. Cynthia, dressed in her finest wrapper and shiny blouse that sparkled like morning dew. She tied her hair with bright red cloth and rubbed palm oil on her skin until it glowed. Then she walked through the market like a queen. Her waist swayed. Heads turned. "She's beautiful," someone whispered, "but her heart is empty." "She walks like the ground owes her something," said an old woman. Cynthia didn't care. She loved the attention. Suddenly, she bumped into someone. Her basket fell. So did the other woman's firewood. It was Mama Michael, the oldest and most respected elder in the village. Her back was bent from age, her hands shaky, her legs slow. The firewood scattered across the path, and the old woman fell to her knees. Everyone gasped. "Oh no, that's Mama Michael." Cynthia looked down at her, disgusted. "Why are you standing in my way like an old goat? You ruined my outfit. Do you even know who I am?" The old woman looked up, voice calm. "My child, I'm sorry. My eyes are not as sharp as they used to be." Then stay in your hut, Cynthia shouted. Don't bring your rotten wood near my beautiful clothes again. People begged her to apologize. She's an elder, old enough to be your grandmother. But Cynthia hissed and walked away. Mama Michael slowly picked up her firewood. Then she raised her hands to the sky and said in a voice like thunder, Cynthia, the mirror you worship will soon turn its back on you. May your beauty melt like candle wax. May your pride become your prison. You shall not see beauty again until you live with the ugliest man on earth. The market went silent. Even the birds stopped chirping. That night, Cynthia looked into her mirror and felt a strange heat on her skin. She laughed nervously. What kind of joke is this? But a crack appeared on the mirror. Her reflection shimmered oddly. The next morning, a scream echoed through the village. What is this? This is not me. Cynthia's smooth skin had turned rough like sandpaper. Her nose had grown wide. Her lips were dry and cracked. Her hair was falling out in patches. Her once sparkling eyes were dull and lifeless. Children ran at the sight of her. Chickens scattered. She cried to her mother, Mama, look at me, I'm cursed. Mama John wept. My daughter, this is the result of pride. You mocked Mama Michael. You refused to listen. I'll apologize. I'll say sorry. I'll sweep her hut, Cynthia begged. But when they went to Mama Michael's house, she was gone. No one knew where she had disappeared to. Cynthia became a shadow. Her mirror was covered. She no longer walked proudly. She stayed indoors. The villagers gossiped. Her beauty vanished like smoke. The proud peacock is now a featherless hen. Then a mysterious traveler arrived in the village. He wore a long robe and a straw hat that covered his face. He asked for Cynthia and delivered a message. Your curse can only be lifted if you marry the oldest, ugliest man alive. A man with rotten teeth, smelly skin, and a heart full of demands. Marry him not with your body, but with your soul. Only then shall you be free. Cynthia cried. Must I marry a monster to be whole again? But she knew. This was her test. Days passed. Her condition worsened. Her face became frightening. Her pride had rotted into silence. Then one morning, a loud knock echoed on the door. Mama John opened it and gasped. Standing there was a short, hunched man with a belly like a calabash. His beard was long and white, his skin wrinkled like dried okra. He had only 3 brown teeth. His eyes were sharp like a lizard's, and his breath smelled like old snails. I am Judas, he said, smiling crookedly. I've come to marry Cynthia. Mama John almost collapsed. Marry who? Cynthia, he repeated. I heard she's looking for someone like me. Cynthia stepped out and saw him. She froze. Her heart sank. He looked worse than the curse itself. But then she saw her reflection in a basin of water. Her own face was worse. She remembered the words, not with your body, but with your soul. She swallowed hard. Yes, she whispered. I accept. The villagers came out in shock. Cynthia is marrying that creature? Wonders shall never end. The wedding was quiet. No music, no dancing. Just disbelief. That night, in their small, stinking hut, Judas snored like a lion. His feet smelled like rotten yam. He drooled. He farted every few minutes. Cynthia sat by the window, wide-eyed. I am in a nightmare, but I must endure. Days passed. Judas was not just ugly. He was mean. He barked orders, complained, demanded. Yet Cynthia did not complain. She cleaned, cooked, fetched water, washed his dirty clothes. She smiled at children, apologized to her old friends, carried firewood, helped elderly women, greeted beggars. One day in the market, a little girl tripped. Cynthia rushed to help her. Mama Michael was watching, hidden under a mango tree. "She has changed," the old woman whispered. That night, Cynthia stared at the moon. "If I ever become beautiful again, I will never laugh at anyone. I will never forget what it feels like to be broken." Mama Michael appeared in her dream, glowing. "My daughter," she said gently, "your beauty is back. Not in your face, but in your heart. When you wake, you shall see." Cynthia opened her eyes. She ran to the water pot. She screamed, and this time in joy. Her skin was smooth. Her eyes were bright. Her lips full. Her hair thick and shining. Her beauty had returned, but it felt different, stronger, deeper. She ran outside, singing. The villagers gathered in awe. "She is beautiful again." Judas came out, blinking. "You're not my wife." "My wife is ugly." Cynthia smiled. "Thank you, Judas. You were part of my journey." "But who will cook for me now?" he cried. She handed him a calabash of food. "May you find someone who loves you as you are." Not long after, a rich prince from a faraway kingdom came to the village. He had heard of Cynthia's transformation, how she went from pride to humility. He saw her and fell in love, not just with her face, but with her heart. Their wedding shook the entire village. Dancers danced. Women ululated. Even the trees seemed to clap. But Cynthia never forgot. She treated her servants kindly, greeted elders, played with children, visited Judas and brought him gifts. And she never again worshipped her mirror, because now her beauty came from within. Pride leads to a fall, but humility lifts the soul. Beauty without kindness is like a fruit that looks sweet but tastes bitter. Always respect others, no matter how small, old, or poor they may seem. Real change begins when the heart learns.